Hello.
Hello. Welcome to Honeydew Me podcast. I'm Cass.
And I'm Emma, and we have just begun another year of talking about your sex life, our sex life, friendships, relationships, mental health in the bedroom and beyond. And Happy New Year.
Happy fucking New Year. We're so excited to be here in 2025 with you and your beautiful face. And we've got a really fun episode, or should I say 2 episodes? Coming right at you to start off the new year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. We realize that we just have so much good information to share with you in the start of this new year. And we want to kick you off right, kick you and your sex life off right. So what are we doing today, Cass, and next week?
We are giving you 50 sex acts to try in the new year. So we want to build up your sexual toolkit. We want to give you maybe it's like a sexy bucket list. Maybe you're going to use it as like a want, will, won't list. But we just want to give you all of these different options so that when you're in the bedroom, you fucking know what to do. You know what your options are when you're like, there's a little bit of a stalemate. Okay, let me pick A, B, or C. Like, I know what I want to fucking do. I know what I can try. We just want you to have fucking options. That's what 2025 is going to be about for you.
Going to be about for you. We love a game plan. We love having things to reference. And so here will be a compilation of literally everything that our little brains could think of that you could try in the bedroom. And we're so excited to share them with you. Like we said, it's going to be a 2-parter. So we have half of it coming at you this time, half of it coming at you next week. And Cass also mentioned want, will, won't list, which is going to be a great tool. And dare I say, a present from us.
A present?
A present from us. So after this episode comes out, we also will have a partnered want, will, won't list waiting for you in our Patreon. Right?
Yeah, we're so excited. So you have all asked us about where to get a want, will, won't list for so long that we decided it was time to make our own and make it very cute and honeydew me. And so that's going to be January's downloadable in our Patreon. And if you haven't already heard us talk about it, our Patreon is now launched, and that's where you can find a monthly downloadable, exclusive mini-sodes. All of our full-length episodes are now going to live there, and it's just going to be a really great place where we can all connect and build a little bit of community around all of this stuff and really get into that idea of you're not special. We're all in this together, and we're all experiencing the exact same fucking embarrassing things.
I couldn't have said it any better, so I'm not going to try.
All right.
Because I've learned from my mistakes about repeating you and parroting your information. Also, in our Patreon for these episodes will be a resource downloadable. So we will be referencing episodes out the fucking wazoo for these tips. And some of them we'll be able to mention, but there's just so many that we also are going to attach a resource list for you to access on our Patreon. It'll have links to episodes. Sometimes it'll have links to toys that we reference. It's going to be like your one-stop shop for this episode specifically, and tips that you want to learn a little bit more about that we might just like glance over.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I fuck with a resource list.
I fuck with a resource list because then you can, Command F and just like do a little search bar situation.
And then here I am, balls deep in a different app.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just trying to help you get off on resources and sex.
And sex, but mostly resources.
Resources.
Should we just get into it? Should we just dive right in?
I think we should just get right into it. Let's just fucking go. We love just doing it. So to begin, we're starting with foreplay.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, we are. My favorite definition of foreplay is whatever it's going to take to get you into a spot where you're able to receive pleasure. You know what I mean? And you're not just going to be in a spot to receive pleasure if you've been doing whatever it is you do all day, working, cleaning, I don't know, tending to your farm, whatever the fuck you're doing.
Picking crops. Yeah.
It's
so fucking true. Yes. I love the definition, including receiving, because that is so important. One of the best ways to kick it off with a partner, sext them, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Send them a little dirty thing while they're at work. They just read it under the table at a meeting, and you just said, okay, well, I'm not going to say what dirty things, but there's plenty of episodes out there. But sending them a dirty text in the middle of their day feels like out of left field, but also so fucking hot because you're just letting them know that you're thinking about them in really naughty ways when maybe you shouldn't be, quote unquote, because you guys are at work.
Exactly. One of my favorite ways to learn how to sext is using Slutbot, which is literally a bot that will dirty talk back and forth with you. It's so much fun. If you forget that you're subscribed to it, though, you will get random dirty texts and be like, who the fuck is that from? But it's just Slutbot, and it's just a really good way to practice because it is a skill. Sexting, dirty talk, all of it is a skill. And it's a really good way to build up your vocabulary. Obviously, audio erotica is another way to build up your vocabulary. But yeah, it doesn't have to be too complicated is the other thing.
Halen talks about, so Halen is a guest that we had on, and she describes how dirty talk can also just be saying what you want in the moment. So not making it too complicated, putting too much pressure on yourself to make what you said the dirtiest, filthiest thing that just came out of your mouth. It can be, I want you to rub my feet right now. I want you to like put your hand over here. All of those things are what you want. And it's like a great way to communicate with your partner. And dirty, because how often are we talking about what we want and like saying it confidently? I think that's still dirty.
I think that's absolutely dirty. And if you want to get even filthier but not use your words, take a little porn clip or like a porn gif, I think is literally the words Halen used, and send that to your partner and be like, this is what I want to try tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that feels a little too explicit, you can do audio erotica clip. But let somebody else say what it is you want to do if you just can't get there right now. That's totally fine. No pressure.
Yeah. Putting the blame outside of yourself. This works so much. We cannot oversay it. Put the blame somewhere else. Say you want to do this. Say, I like the way that this person said that. That way, when you try it, all of the blame goes back to the resource, babe.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, don't forget, there will be a resource list on our Patreon for everything that we're mentioning right now. Another big way that gets like, another big thing that turns me on is being a great kisser. And so we had an amazing episode with Raquel Savage, who talks about all the ways to French kiss, which is one preference, also just making out, but just like oral hygiene. And then being able to read someone's body language and understand like where they want the kiss to go, what parts of the body to kiss, like all of that is such hot, steamy foreplay. Because I feel like, you know, sex is a dance. And so if you can dance with your mouths first, that's really hot. Because if the kiss is clunky, and I've had a clunky ass kiss where I've known like, okay, this isn't going to go any farther. If it goes great, you're tango into the bedroom, my friend.
Then my panties are dancing.
The legs in my panties are dancing. Ew. That's not what I wanted.
Anyways. Another thing that you can do just to incorporate sex throughout your day to turn yourself on is to listen to audio erotica when you're out and about. Maybe you're at the grocery store. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're at the gym. Maybe you're on your commute. But it helps you kind of be in that sexual state all day long rather than having to just jump into it once you get home. And I think it's just an easier transition.
Yeah, you don't want to fall off the face of a cliff when you're like trying to get turned on. It's really hard to just like run up to the edge of a mountain and be like, okay, now I'm ready and I'm horny. It's like gradual, baby.
Responsive desire, baby.
Responsive. And you know what else gets me responded to from? Vibration, which is another tip. We've had so many amazing toys sent to us, and one of the ones we've gotten are like vibrating panties. And so you can take toys like that, literally designed to be out of the bedroom, take them on a date night, go to the movies, go to dinner, give the remote to your partner, because in that way you are gradually sloping your way to the evening, and you're getting turned on. It's your dirty little secret. You could do this by yourself too. Fuck it. Wear them to the movies by yourself. Have you noticed I love going to the movies?
Yeah.
And do it to yourself. Who says you can't?
Yeah. And it doesn't just have to be vibrating panties either. There's like discrete toys that can hook up to Bluetooth so your partner can use a phone. You can use your phone. They can hook up to music, like all the Oh My Bod toys that we've talked about before.
Yeah.
So much fun. You could also do this with a butt plug if you wanted to. There's just so many options for discrete toys. Nobody's going to know except for you. Like Emma said, your dirty little secret.
I do wonder about if you wear a butt plug out, can you sit down? Is it just a walking time?
I think you can sit down just as long as there's a flared base, right?
There's a flared base, and it's not like a jewel. I've seen ones that have like diamonds on the end.
I mean,
what I mean?
if there's like a tail on it or something, it's a little harder to sit, but unless you move the tail behind you.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Anyway, report back, people. Wear a butt plug out and let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know. So foreplay also goes into the bedroom. It doesn't just stop once you walk through those doors. So ways you can keep engaging in foreplay in the bedroom is giving your partner an erotic massage.
Yeah, this is a great way to ease yourself in because I feel like giving a massage is kind of intuitive. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be erotic to start off, but it can be very sensual and pleasurable and intimate. It's a great way to start getting connected without just sticking it in somewhere. You know what I mean? Like it's still a good way to warm somebody up. And we do have a full episode on how to give an erotic massage, like start to finish, which is fantastic. It's with Barb. But yeah, I think this is a great foreplay tip. And then it can turn into something more overtly sexual, like hand sex, like oral sex, wherever you are on the person.
Wherever you are on the person, just drop your face down and you've taken it to step 3. So
and you're like way deeper into the tips than we are right now.
Yeah, I know. You've jumped ahead, so come back.
Come back.
Another way to keep the foreplay going is a strip tease. So this isn't something that I've personally done, but we had a guest on, Ari Antwine, who's actually a burlesque dancer, and she walks us through tips on how to take off your clothes and feel hot, feel good in your body in ways that don't leave you like butt ass naked either, because that's really vulnerable, and I don't think I will ever do that. I will always take my pants off once I'm under the covers. So anyway,
so know that if you're getting into it.
So
with
know
me.
that. I know. But she goes through so many tips about how to feel confident taking off your clothes and doing it for someone else. And there's just that episode is jam packed with tips of like setting the scene, setting the vibe. And so that's like elongated foreplay once you're in the bedroom. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that can be like the sex act itself if you want it to be. Some of my favorite tips from that episode, though, is like choosing a song that makes you feel really good. You know what song that is. Going for monochrome like undies rather than lingerie, just to feel a little more yourself. And then not being afraid to be yourself. I think this is one of my favorite tips just from a lot of guests that we've had where it's like, you don't have to take it so seriously. You don't have to be somebody that you're not. You're probably not a professional stripper. And so it's okay that you don't perform as such. And just embracing that. It's okay if you say you're nervous. It's okay if you fumble, if you know, as you're trying to take something off, you trip. It's going to happen, and that's part of it. And whoever you're with, I hope you feel comfortable enough to have those vulnerable moments because it's going to make the sex so much better overall.
Yeah. There's literally nothing cuter than someone being nervous around you.
I know. It's such a compliment.
It's such a compliment. And you're getting naked, or you are having your partner take your clothes off. That's another way to do the striptease. It's like we talked about passing the blame. Easy. Make your partner do it. And if they fuck up, you know, you it's your turn to think they're adorable. So just like engaging in this, being vulnerable, being open to like your shirt getting stuck on your hair bun. Like it's fine. It's fine. It's going to be so cute.
It's gonna.
Okay, I want to keep warming up because I think that's so important. But more ways that you can do that is with masturbation. So we're going to dive into masturbation tips. You want to kick it off?
Yeah, I do. I think one of the bucket list items on my personal list this year is to masturbate the old-fashioned way. And by that, I mean with the hands God gave ya. I don't know. It's hard to get away from toys, man. But I think it is really important because toys are like a very high level of sensation and they can cover a lot of ground, so to speak. And so I think if you're using your hands, you're able to explore different areas that maybe a toy wouldn't get to, or that is kind of like oversensitized from the, or like undersensitized from the toy. And so, yeah, I think that's something I would like to try this year. And it also takes a lot longer. So I think it's just it's more of a practice and like, I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, you have to be more intentional, which is fine and amazing. And so if you need to set aside time for that, like once a quarter, you know,
it's
just
your
put that on
quarterly
that financial
old-fashioned
planning.
masturbation.
But mark off 20 minutes instead of 3, you know, it's like, I think it'll be important for this year. And that's something that's also on my goal list. So, the next thing that you can do, which I have tried after we got this tip, is to Hey, honey, we hope you enjoyed that little quickie of our latest episode. If you're looking to get more committed, head over to our Patreon, and the link is in our show notes.
There you will have access to our full episodes as well as exclusive mini-sodes, downloadables, and so much more. We'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye.